This video is about the mother was mocked, but a rich woman made her a manager. If this story inspires you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. The mother was mocked, but a rich woman made her a manager, Part 1. In the small sunlit town of Willow Creek, life flowed at a gentle pace, punctuated by the laughter of children and the buzzing of bees in blooming gardens. Among its residents lived Clara, a single mother of 2. She was a woman of quiet strength, her hands worn yet capable, her heart brimming with love. Clara worked long hours at a local diner, serving coffee and pie with a smile that belied her struggles. Every morning, Clara would wake before dawn, a faded blue apron draped over her slender frame. She would tiptoe into the kitchen, where the scent of cold coffee hung in the air as she prepared breakfast for her children, Amy and Max. With a few worn-out toys and an old television set, they made a modest but warm home. It wasn't much, but in Clara's eyes, it was everything. "Mom, can we have pancakes today?" Max asked, his sleepy eyes bright with hope. Clara ruffled his hair. "Anything for my big boy. Just wait a moment." She flipped the pancake with a flourish, her heart swelling with pride as both kids cheered. Yet, beyond these treasured mornings, Clara faced the cruel reality of poverty. The diner could barely cover their bills, let alone provide a buffer for emergencies. At times, the weight of worry pressed heavily on her, but she pressed on. For Amy and Max, she would endure anything. One day, while serving a table of wealthy patrons, Clara overheard a conversation that pierced her heart. A group of women, elegantly dressed and carefree, laughed as they discussed their lives. "Can you believe those single mothers? They think they can make it on their own?" One of them sneered, her voice dripping with disdain. Clara's hands trembled as she cleared their plates, her cheeks burning. She had heard similar remarks before, but this one felt like a dagger aimed straight at her heart. After all her efforts, she still faced mockery because of her circumstances. As the days turned into weeks, the comments haunted her. "If only they knew what it took to be strong," she whispered to herself, the tears stinging her eyes. Yet, she chose to channel that hurt into resilience. If they thought she was weak, she would prove them wrong. One evening, as Clara finished her shift, she noticed a woman sitting alone in the corner of the diner. Dressed in a tailored navy suit, she radiated an aura of confidence. Clara recognized her. She was Evelyn Hart, a successful entrepreneur known for her philanthropic work. Feeling a mix of awe and apprehension, Clara approached her table. "Good evening, ma'am. Can I get you anything else?" Evelyn looked up, her sharp gaze softening. "Just some more coffee, please," she replied, her voice warm. As Clara poured, their eyes met, and Clara felt an unexpected connection, a spark of understanding. "Have you ever thought about pursuing something more than working here?" Evelyn asked casually, studying Clara with interest. Clara hesitated. "I want the best for my children, but—" Her voice trailed off, the weight of her dreams heavy on her heart. "Dreams are important," Evelyn encouraged. "They fuel our spirit. What do you want to do?" "I used to think I could be a manager, maybe even own my own restaurant one day," Clara admitted, surprise flickering in her chest. "But that seems so far away now." Evelyn smiled, a glimmer of inspiration in her eyes. "You'd be surprised at how close dreams can be if you're willing to take the first step." Clara felt a flicker of hope ignite within her. "Do you really think so?" "Absolutely. Let's talk more. I can help you find training programs. You deserve a chance to thrive." That simple conversation ignited a fire in Clara's heart. Despite the mocking voices that echoed in her mind, she decided to take Evelyn's words to heart. Despite her optimism, reality was unyielding. The next week, Clara juggled her shifts at the diner with online courses in business management. She often stayed up late, studying while her children slept. Her eyes burned from fatigue, but the thought of a brighter future kept her going. "Mom, can you read us a story?" Max's small voice broke through her focus one night. Clara looked down at the book in her hands, torn between her commitments and her love for her children. "Of course, sweetheart," she said, setting aside her books. She snuggled next to them, reading tales of heroes and adventures, and in those moments, she felt the weight of her dreams lift, if only for a little while. Weeks turned into months, and Clara was determined to push through. She faced financial struggles and the disdain of neighbors who didn't understand her ambition. "What a fool's errand," they'd say. But Clara was stronger than their words. For every obstacle, she responded with perseverance, driven by the thought of a better life for her children. One afternoon, after a long shift, she received a message from Evelyn. "Let's meet. I want to discuss your progress." Clara's heart raced. Evelyn had been her guiding star through this turbulent sea. When they met, Evelyn's face radiated encouragement. "You have been working hard, Clara. I see the potential in you. I want to offer you a management position at one of my restaurants." Clara's breath hitched. "Are you serious?" It was like a dream unfurling before her, yet a familiar doubt clawed at her heart. "But I'm just a single mother who's still learning." Evelyn leaned in, her expression sincere. "You're more than that. You've shown resilience and passion. This opportunity is yours if you want it. Imagine how it could change your life." Tears welled in Clara's eyes, disbelief mingling with hope. "But what if I fail? What if I can't handle it?" Evelyn smiled gently. "What if you soar? You won't know until you try. I believe in you, Clara." As Clara walked home that evening, the world outside seemed to glow with possibility. She could envision a future where she was not only a survivor but a leader, a beacon of hope for others like her. It wouldn't be easy. She knew the path ahead was steep and fraught with challenges. But Clara resolved to face them head-on, fueled by the love for her children and the belief that she could change their fate. "Tomorrow, I will begin anew," she whispered as she tucked her children into bed. "I will make a life for us that's filled with hope." In the face of doubt, she found her spark, a reminder that kindness, resilience, and determination could light the way through the darkest of times. And in that moment, Clara felt a shift within her, a sense of purpose that would guide her through the trials ahead. Thus began the journey of a mother who was mocked but would not be broken. The path to her dreams was just beginning, and she was ready to embrace every challenge that came her way with unwavering courage. Hash, 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 the mother was mocked. But a rich woman made her a manager, Part 2. The next morning arrived with the sun casting golden rays across the small kitchen where Clara stood, her hands busy mixing batter for pancakes. Each swirl of the whisk felt like a promise for a new beginning. As she flipped the pancakes, the aroma filled the air, mingling with the songs of chirping birds outside. "Mom, they smell amazing!" Amy exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with excitement. Clara turned, her heart swelling with love. "Thanks, sweetheart. Just wait until you taste them. They're extra special today." As they sat around the table, Max and Amy dug in with fervor, their laughter ringing like music in Clara's ears. The simple joy of a shared meal fortified her spirit, giving her the strength she needed as the day loomed ahead. "Mom, do you think you'll be a restaurant manager soon?" Max's innocent question caught her off guard. She paused, the weight of her unspoken aspirations hanging in the air. "I hope so, buddy. I'm working hard for it," she replied, a smile playing on her lips. "Every step counts." The children nodded, their faith in her unwavering. Clara swallowed the lump in her throat. Their belief in her was a powerful fuel, one she would carry with her as she stepped into the unknown. Later that day, Clara found herself in the bustling office of Evelyn Hart, a world vastly different from the diner. The walls were adorned with elegant art, and the aroma of fresh coffee mingled with the sound of tapping keyboards. Clara's stomach fluttered with nerves. She had never imagined sharing a space like this with someone so successful. "Welcome, Clara. I'm so glad you could come." Evelyn greeted her with a warm smile, extending a hand with confidence. Clara felt a rush of energy course through her as she shook it. "Thank you for having me," Clara said, steadiness returning to her voice. She took a deep breath and seated herself. the weight of her dreams hovering above her like a cloud. "I've seen the dedication you've put into your training, and I believe you're ready for the next step," Evelyn began, her tone firm yet encouraging. "But it won't be easy. Are you prepared for the challenges ahead?" "What kind of challenges?" Clara asked. Curiosity mingled with apprehension. Evelyn leaned forward. "You'll be managing a team, balancing budgets, and ensuring customer satisfaction. People will look to you for guidance. It requires confidence and resilience." Clara nodded, her heart racing. "I understand. But what if I make mistakes?" "Everyone makes mistakes, Clara. It's how we learn and grow. What matters is how we pick ourselves up afterward." Evelyn's words resonated deeply within Clara, sparking a flicker of newfound strength. "Then I'm ready," Clara declared, a sense of purpose washing over her. "I want to make this work for my children." Evelyn smiled, clearly pleased. "Good. Let's get you started on your training. You'll learn on the job, shadowing experienced managers, then gradually take on more responsibilities." As Clara left the office, a mixture of excitement and fear coursed through her. She was stepping into a world filled with potential, but it was also daunting. What if she wasn't good enough? Those nagging doubts crept in like unwelcome shadows. Over the next few weeks, Clara poured herself into her new role. She spent her days absorbing knowledge, observing seasoned managers, and learning the intricacies of the restaurant business. She found herself in a whirlwind of tasks, organizing schedules, training staff, and navigating customer issues. Each day was a new trial, but her resolve remained steadfast. One afternoon, during a particularly hectic lunch service, Clara faced her first major challenge. A large party arrived without a reservation, overwhelming the staff. As chaos erupted, her heart raced and her mind spun. "Clara, we need more tables set up," yelled one of the servers. "We're running out of food in the kitchen." She took a moment, grounding herself in the chaos. A deep breath steadied her. "Okay, let's take a moment," she called out, raising her voice above the din. "Everyone, listen. We can do this. Let's communicate, work together, and prioritize the orders. We've got this." To her surprise, the staff responded. They rallied around her, quickly organizing the shifts and dividing tasks. Clara moved through the restaurant, encouraging her team, feeling the camaraderie grow. By the end of the rush, they had managed to accommodate the unexpected guests, smiles and laughter flowing as they celebrated their success. Exhausted but elated, Clara stood in the empty dining room, pride swelling in her chest. She had not only survived the challenge, but had thrived. That evening, she returned home to her children, her heart full of newfound confidence. "Mom, how was work?" Max asked, his eyes wide with curiosity. "It was busy, but I learned a lot today," Clara replied, her voice brimming with enthusiasm. "And guess what? We handled a huge crowd together and everyone worked as a team." "Wow, so you're like a superhero, right?" Amy chimed in, admiration shining in her eyes. Clara chuckled, kissing their foreheads. "I'm just trying to be the best mom I can be." Days turned into weeks, and Clara's confidence blossomed. She faced obstacles that tested her patience and skills, but each challenge became a stepping stone. She learned to embrace failure as part of the journey. Every setback fueled her desire to improve. However, not everyone was supportive. Some colleagues were skeptical of her abilities, whispering doubts behind her back. "She's just a diner waitress," they'd say. "What does she know about managing?" Clara heard the whispers but chose to rise above them. She found solace in reminding herself of her worth. "I am more than my past," she whispered during those moments of doubt. "I am capable of greatness." One night, Clara sat at her kitchen table, surrounded by textbooks and notes, preparing for a crucial management exam. The children had fallen asleep, and the house was quiet, but her mind raced with anxiety. What if she failed? What if she disappointed everyone, especially Evelyn? "Mom?" Max's soft voice broke through the silence. He shuffled into the room, rubbing his sleepy eyes. Yes, sweetheart. Clara smiled, her heart melting at the sight of him. Are you okay? You look worried, he said, climbing into her lap. I'm just studying, Max. Trying to learn a lot of new things, Clara replied, wrapping her arms around him. But I'm feeling a little nervous. Don't worry, Mom. You're the best. You can do it. Max's innocent encouragement struck a chord deep within her. Thank you, my brave boy, Clara said, fighting back tears. In that moment, she realized that her journey was not just for her dreams, but for those who believed in her. Their faith would propel her forward. The day of the exam arrived, and Clara walked into the testing center, her heart pounding. She took a moment to breathe, recalling the support of her children and Evelyn. With determination in her heart, she sat at the desk, ready to prove to herself what she was capable of. As she answered each question, she felt her worries dissipate. Clara poured every ounce of knowledge and experience into her responses, her resilience overcoming the fear that had threatened to overwhelm her. When she walked out, a wave of relief washed over her. She had done her best, and that was what mattered. Weeks later, the results were released. Clara paced the living room, her heart racing. I can't look, she muttered, her hands shaking. With one deep breath, she opened the email. Congratulations, Clara. You passed. The words danced before her eyes, and a joyous scream erupted from her lips. She danced around the room, overwhelmed with emotion. Mom? What happened? Amy and Max rushed in, eyes wide with worry. I did it. I passed my exam. Clara beamed, pulling her children into a tight embrace. They jumped up and down, their laughter echoing through the house. In that moment, Clara realized how far she had come. From the depths of mockery and doubt to a place of triumph and hope, she had transformed. She had not only embraced her dreams, but also shown her children the power of resilience. As the months unfolded, Clara continued to rise within the company. She developed a reputation for her leadership, fostering a nurturing work environment where employees felt valued and inspired. Under her guidance, the restaurant flourished, earning accolades for its quality and service. Evelyn became a mentor and friend, guiding Clara through challenges while celebrating her victories. One evening during a dinner to celebrate the restaurant's success, Evelyn raised her glass. To Clara, a remarkable woman who proves that dreams can become reality through hard work and kindness. Cheers erupted around the table, Clara's heart swelling with pride. She had not just risen to the occasion, she had inspired others. But most importantly, she had shown her children that they could chase their dreams, no matter the obstacles in their path. Months later, as she tucked her children into bed, Clara reflected on their journey. You know, my loves, the world can be tough, but we are tougher. Never let anyone dim your light. What if they do, Mom? Amy asked, her voice soft. Then we... Hash, hash. Hash, the mother was mocked. But a rich woman made her a manager. Part 3. Then we shine even brighter, Clara replied, her voice steady and warm, a smile blooming on her lips. Remember, my darlings, the world needs our light, always. As Clara turned off the lights and closed the door to their shared room, she felt the weight of her promise. The journey ahead was still full of challenges, but she was no longer the woman she had once been, fragile and uncertain. Now, she was a force of nature, ready to face whatever life threw her way. The following morning greeted her with urgency and excitement. The restaurant was hosting its grand reopening, a celebration of hard work and fresh beginnings. Clara had spent weeks organizing the event, coordinating with staff and vendors, pouring every ounce of her passion into making it perfect. The atmosphere buzzed with anticipation as the team prepared for the day ahead. Mom, can I help? Max's voice chimed in as he tugged at her apron. His eyes sparkled with enthusiasm. Of course, you can be my official taste tester, Clara replied, ruffling his hair affectionately. How does that sound? Awesome. I'll make sure everything is delicious, he said, jumping up and down. Clara laughed, unable to resist the infectious joy radiating from her children. The sense of family that enveloped them gave her strength as they navigated the bustling kitchen together. With every pancake flipped and every dish plated, Clara felt the love and support of her children wrapping around her like a warm blanket. As the doors opened, guests began to stream in, familiar faces from Willow Creek, along with some new patrons drawn to the buzz surrounding the restaurant. Clara stood at the entrance, greeting everyone with a smile. She could see Evelyn mingling among the guests, her presence radiating empowerment as she engaged with the crowd. "Clara!" Evelyn called out, her voice cutting above the hum of chatter. She approached, her eyes sparkling with pride. "You've done a marvelous job. It feels alive in here." "Thank you, Evelyn. I couldn't have done it without your support," Clara said, her heart swelling with gratitude. "You believed in me when I didn't believe in myself." Evelyn's smile widened. "You've earned every bit of this success, my dear. This is just the beginning." She gestured towards the bustling restaurant, filled with laughter and joy. "Look at how far you've come." As the evening unfolded, Clara felt a surge of energy coursing through her. She moved from table to table, checking on guests, ensuring everyone was enjoying the food and sharing laughter over small talk. Each smile, each compliment on the food, filled her with a sense of purpose that was palpable. But amidst the joy, Clara noticed a familiar face lingering at the back of the restaurant. It was Rachel, one of the women who had mocked her at the diner. The laughter around Rachel felt colder, a stark contrast to the warmth of the celebration. Clara's pulse quickened, a mix of emotions swirling within her. "Can I help you?" Clara asked, approaching Rachel with a calm demeanor. "Just came to see what all the fuss is about," Rachel replied, her tone dismissive. "I didn't think a diner waitress could pull off something like this." Clara's heart sank momentarily, but she reminded herself of her journey. Instead of allowing Rachel's words to pierce her spirit, she chose a different path. "It's been a lot of hard work," Clara replied, her voice steady. "I've learned more than I ever thought possible." "Oh, really? Is it all just a fluke?" Rachel scoffed, crossing her arms. Clara took a deep breath, choosing kindness over hostility. "No fluke at all, Rachel. Just a lot of late nights, early mornings, and an unwavering belief in myself and my family. That's what it takes." Rachel's expression flickered, uncertainty darting across her features. Clara didn't wait for a reply. Instead, she turned and walked away, her heart racing. Clara felt the warmth of cheers and laughter wash over her, a reminder that she was not defined by the opinions of others. As the evening drew to a close, Clara stood at the center of the restaurant, taking in the beaming faces around her. Evelyn raised a glass, signaling for attention. To Clara, who has not just opened a restaurant but a vision for her future and her children. May this be the first of many triumphs. Clara's cheeks flushed with pride as applause erupted around her. She met Evelyn's encouraging gaze, and in that moment, she felt an overwhelming sense of belonging. "Thank you all for being here tonight. This is a celebration of growth, community, and dreams," Clara said, her voice steady but full of emotion. "I want you to know that no matter where you start, you can achieve greatness if you believe in yourself and work hard. This is just the beginning for me, and I can't wait to share the journey with all of you." Tears glistened in Clara's eyes as she looked at her children, who were beaming with pride. She was no longer just a single mother struggling to make ends meet. She was a role model, a woman who had transformed her pain into purpose. The applause echoed in her ears, wrapping around her like a warm embrace. Clara knew her journey was far from over, but she felt an unwavering sense of hope swelling within her. The mockery she once faced had transformed into admiration, not just for her achievements but for her resilience. Days turned into weeks, and Clara poured herself into her work, determined to keep the momentum alive. She implemented new ideas for the restaurant, focusing on creating a warm atmosphere where everyone felt welcome. With each passing day, the establishment grew in popularity, becoming a gathering place for the community. One evening, as Clara closed the restaurant after a bustling dinner service, she found herself reflecting on the challenges she had faced. The journey had not been easy. There were moments of doubt, exhaustion, and fear of failure. Yet, with every hurdle, she had learned to rise above, fueled by love for her children and the belief that she could create a better life for them. As she locked the door, her phone buzzed with a message from Evelyn. "Let's grab lunch tomorrow. I have an exciting opportunity to discuss." Clara's heart raced at the thought of what lay ahead. Evelyn had become more than just a mentor. She was a reminder of the power of kindness and belief. The next day, Clara met Evelyn at a charming cafe filled with sunlight and laughter. As they sipped their coffee, Evelyn's expression grew serious. "Clara, I have been watching how you've grown and flourished in your role. I believe you have the potential to lead a new restaurant I'm opening in a nearby town." Clara's eyes widened, heart pounding. "Are you serious? I'm not sure if I'm ready for that yet." "You're more than ready. You've shown your ability to adapt and thrive under pressure. This is a chance to take your career to the next level," Evelyn encouraged, her voice steady and reassuring. Clara leaned back in her chair, a mix of excitement and fear swirling within her. "What if I fail again? What if I can't repeat this success?" "Every step forward comes with risk, Clara. But remember, you are not defined by your failures. You are defined by how you rise from them," Evelyn replied, her eyes locking onto Clara's. Clara took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the moment. She thought of her children, the dreams she had nurtured, and the strength she had discovered within herself. "I'll do it," she said, her voice firm. "I want to lead that restaurant." As they celebrated her decision, Clara felt a spark of joy igniting deep within her. Every challenge had prepared her for this moment, and she was more than ready to embrace the future. Months later, as she stood in the new restaurant, watching the team come together, Clara marveled at how far she had come. She was no longer just a single mother struggling to make ends meet. She was a leader, a beacon of inspiration, and a testament to resilience. Evelyn visited often, offering guidance and support. One day, as they stood in the bustling dining room, Clara turned to her mentor. "Thank you for believing in me, Evelyn. I wouldn't be here without you." Evelyn smiled warmly. "You believed in yourself first, Clara. You took the risks. You deserve every bit of this success." As Clara watched guests enjoying their meals, laughter echoing through the room, she felt a wave of gratitude wash over her. She had turned mockery into motivation, struggles into strength, and dreams into reality. That evening, as she tucked her children into bed, Clara whispered, "You both inspire me every day. Remember, no matter what life throws at you, you have the power to rise and shine." Both children nodded, nestled under their covers. "We believe in you, Mom," Amy said, her voice filled with admiration. Tears glimmered in Clara's eyes as she kissed their foreheads. In that moment, she knew the journey was just beginning. With unwavering resilience, she would continue to forge a path not just for herself, but for her children, proving that dreams can indeed take flight, fueled by hope, love, and an indomitable spirit. Hash, 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 the mother was mocked, but a rich woman made her a manager. Part 4. With the sun rising on another day in Willow Creek, Clara stood in her new restaurant's kitchen, invigorated by the aroma of fresh brewed coffee and sizzling bacon. It was a bustling morning, and the energy in the air felt electric. The grand opening had been a resounding success, and Clara had seamlessly transitioned into her role as manager. "Morning, Chef Clara." Her head chef, Marco, called out, his voice brimming with enthusiasm. "Ready for the breakfast rush?" "Always." Clara grinned back, her heart swelling with pride. She loved how the team had come together, each contributing their unique strengths. They were family now, united by a shared dream. As the restaurant filled with the chatter of patrons and the clinking of cutlery, Clara took a moment to breathe and reflect. This was her domain, a place where she had transformed her dreams into reality. But beneath the surface, doubt still lingered, whispering reminders of the struggles she had faced. "Hey, Clara," Marco said, interrupting her thoughts. "You've got a table of regulars over there who asked for you." They want to share some feedback. Clara's stomach flipped. Feedback could be a double-edged sword. Let's hope it's good, she replied, forcing a smile. She approached the table, where a group of familiar faces greeted her. Good to see you all. How's everything today? She asked, her voice steady despite her racing heart. One of the women, Susan, smiled warmly. We love it. The food is incredible, and the atmosphere is perfect. You've really made this place special. Relief washed over Clara, and she felt a sense of belonging settling in her heart. Thank you so much. That means the world to me. I'm so grateful for your support. As she chatted with the regulars, Clara noticed Rachel sitting at a nearby table again. This time, she was with a group of friends. Their laughter echoed, but there was a hint of mockery in Rachel's tone as she spoke. Look at her, Rachel said, loud enough for Clara to hear. Just a waitress playing dress-up as a manager. Clara's heart sank, but she reminded herself of her journey, the battles she had fought, and the strength she had discovered. Instead of letting Rachel's words affect her, she focused on the warmth of the regulars' praises. It was a reminder that she was more than just the negative voices of her past. Later that afternoon, Clara met with Evelyn for their monthly check-in, her mentor's wisdom guiding her through the challenges of management. They sat at a small table in the corner of the restaurant, sipping herbal tea. How are you feeling about everything, Clara? Evelyn asked, her gaze attentive and kind. I feel good, Clara replied, though uncertainty crept into her voice. But some days, it's overwhelming. I worry I'm not living up to the expectations. Evelyn raised an eyebrow, her expression thoughtful. Expectations can be a burden. Focus on your journey, the growth you've achieved. You've come so far. Clara nodded, appreciating Evelyn's perspective. I know, but sometimes I feel like an imposter. Like one day, they'll find out I'm just a single mother from the diner. Clara, Evelyn said firmly, your past does not define your future. Your journey has given you resilience. Remember, every challenge you face is an opportunity to learn and grow. The conversation lingered with Clara long after Evelyn left. She realized that her insecurities didn't diminish her achievements. It was time to embrace who she had become. Strong, capable, and deserving of success. As the weeks unfolded, Clara dove deeper into her responsibilities. She organized staff meetings, trained new hires, and continuously looked for ways to improve the restaurant's operations. With every challenge, Clara discovered strengths within herself she never knew existed. One evening, during a staff meeting, Clara sensed a shift in the atmosphere. Some team members seemed disengaged, exchanging whispers and glances. Everything okay, everyone? Clara asked, concern etching her features. Marco hesitated before speaking up. It's just, we've been feeling the pressure lately. The rushes are intense, and some of us are worried about keeping up. Clara felt a pang of guilt. I understand. I felt overwhelmed too. How can we support each other better? The team began to share their thoughts, and as they spoke, Clara felt a wave of relief wash over her. They needed to communicate openly, to support one another. Together, they brainstormed ideas to manage the workload better, cross-training staff, creating a buddy system, and scheduling breaks. By the end of the meeting, Clara felt a renewed sense of unity among her team. We're in this together, she said, her voice firm yet warm. Each of you brings something valuable to this team, and together, we can overcome anything. As they wrapped up, Clara felt a sense of accomplishment. They were building not just a restaurant but a community, a family united by their shared passion for food and service. However, change didn't come without its own set of challenges. One day, a surprise health inspection sent Clara into a tailspin. As she prepared for the visit, anxiety began to creep in, her mind racing with worst-case scenarios. I can't handle this, she exclaimed to herself, pacing the kitchen. What if we fail? What if I let everyone down? Just then, Marco walked in, sensing her distress. Hey, Clara, you've got this. Remember, we've prepared for this. Just take a deep breath. Clara looked at him, gratitude filling her heart. You're right. We've worked hard. I hate the thought of disappointing everyone. Disappointment happens, Marco said gently. But it's your ability to rise that will define you. No one expects perfection. Just do your best. His words resonated deeply with Clara. She took a moment to breathe, grounding herself in the present. Thank you, Marco. I needed that. As the health inspector arrived, Clara's heart raced. But she focused on what they had accomplished, showcasing the restaurant's cleanliness and dedication to quality. The inspection went smoothly, and Clara felt a wave of relief wash over her when they received a glowing report. See? You did it! Marco cheered, high-fiving Clara. The team erupted in cheers, celebrating their hard work and the successful inspection. In the following weeks, Clara found herself more confident, embracing each challenge with newfound strength. The restaurant flourished, and the community's support grew. Clara often visited local events, contributing food and sharing her journey, inspiring others to chase their dreams. One evening, at a community gathering, Clara spoke about resilience and the importance of believing in oneself. Life will throw challenges your way, she said, her voice steady and passionate. But it's how we respond to those challenges that shapes who we are. Don't let anyone's mockery dim your light. As she spoke, Clara noticed Rachel in the crowd. This time, Rachel's expression was different. She seemed to listen, reflecting on Clara's words. At the end of the event, Clara approached her, buoyed by kindness. Hey, Rachel, Clara said, her voice warm yet cautious. I just wanted to thank you for coming. I hope you found something inspiring in what I shared. Rachel looked surprised, taken aback by Clara's approach. I did. I'm sorry for how I treated you before. I think I was just projecting my insecurities onto you. Clara smiled gently. Thank you for saying that. We all have our struggles. It's how we lift each other up that matters. Rachel nodded, her eyes filled with sincerity. I'd love to support your restaurant. I've heard so many great things. Thank you. I'd love that, Clara replied, feeling a shift in her heart. The beauty of human connection lay in its ability to change, to grow, and to heal. As Clara continued to lead her restaurant, she remained steadfast in her belief that every challenge was a step toward growth. She celebrated small victories, finding joy in the laughter of her children as they visited the restaurant, their proud smiles lighting up her heart. One evening, after a particularly busy service, Clara returned home exhausted but fulfilled. As she sat with her children, they shared stories of their day, laughter echoing through their small living room. Mom, you're the coolest manager ever, Max exclaimed, his eyes shining with admiration. Yeah, everyone says how amazing you are, Amy chimed in, her voice filled with pride. Clara's heart swelled with gratitude. You two are my greatest inspiration. Remember, no matter what challenges we face, we rise together. As she tucked them into bed that night, Clara felt a deep sense of peace. She had transformed from a mocked single mother to a respected leader, proving that resilience and kindness could change lives. In the months that followed, Clara continued to thrive both personally and professionally. Her restaurant became a staple in the community, a place where dreams were nurtured and connections were forged. Clara knew that her journey was ongoing, filled with challenges yet to be faced. But one thing was certain: she would face them head-on, fueled by the love of her children and the unwavering belief that her dreams were worth fighting for. As she lay in bed,